Today we are going to talk about the most common mistake when you are pump foiling, when you go from this to this. Let's do it. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we have a great video to talk about pump foiling. Pump foiling is so difficult, but it's once you finally get it, it can be applied to so many aspects of foiling. But first, check out Wingfoil Pro Center. It's our shop and school, so if you want to learn or if you need gear to do anything you want to do foiling, check us out, wingfoilprocenter.com. I will reply personally to your request, help you choose the right gear, and do the instruction if you come here to Stuart, Florida. But let's get into it. Lately, I've been bringing Kelly out. You've seen her in some of our past videos, and right now I'm teaching her how to pump foil, and it just made me realize some of the most common mistakes when learning how to pump foil. So like I said, pump foiling is quite difficult at the beginning when you learn. It's very fine-tuned timing, and that's the hard part. But once you finally start to get it, you get some success. Maybe you get about 10 pumps before you burn out. So why is that you can start pumping but you don't go very far? Obviously something is wrong. And one of the most common things that I've found when in beginner pump foilers is to have a bit too much, to push a bit too much on the front leg. So ideally you want to have about equal pressure, equal push on your front and on your back leg. If you either don't time it right, you push on your front leg first and then your back leg, or you push more on your front leg, what happens is there is no resistance. So let's say this bird is in the water. If I push very hard, the bird just goes down. There is nothing. If I push very hard on my back, on the back here, you see it's rock solid. Nothing, I push, it just goes down, and here is rock solid. So when you push too much on your front leg, you are not generating much power. All you do is you push down, you tilt the bird down, and it doesn't do much for you. Much more of the power is going to come from your back leg. But if you just put your bird like tilted down like quite a bit, it's not going to be very useful. So two reasons why that might happen. One, maybe you have a really wide stance, and when you pump foil or when you foil in general, there is a sweet spot. If you have a very wide stance, you can go very outside of that sweet spot from either side. So the first tip I would recommend, find the sweet spot when you glide and bring your back foot and your front foot closer to this sweet spot. Then the other thing is, like I said, if you alternate your push, if you first push on your front leg, you're always going to bring it down quite a bit. So you want to try to time it, pushing almost in the same time. There's just a slight delay, obviously because you want your bird to go up and down, but not huge. And so another thing that you can use as feedback is your bird going up and down a lot? Are you pointing down a lot, pointing back up a lot? That's going to help you to know, okay, I'm pushing too much on my front, bringing the nose down, not very effective. So if you start seeing your bird being flatter when you pump, good indication. The other thing is, are you lifting, releasing your back heel on the back or your front one? I feel like the weight distribution, my front leg is more of the control. My back leg is more of the power. You want to try to not burn out your back leg, so you want to try to bring it back together, push almost equally so you can save your energy. But still, most of the power is going to be generated from your back leg, and the front is going to be your control of the pitch. Often, I would say, my front leg is going to have, it's going to go, up and down in terms of pressure, but not as much as my back leg. So my back leg almost goes like, when I'm releasing my weight, letting the bird rise, there is almost no pressure on my back leg, and that's why my heel is lifting. I only have contact on the bird with my toes. My front foot is controlling the nose. I don't ever have like almost no pressure on the front. It's always my foot is in contact with the nose at all time. So if you film yourself when pumping and you find your back leg is always in contact with the bird and your front leg is the one that's kind of lifting, that's an indication that you are pushing more on your front leg. You are relieving your weight more with your front leg, and you want to do the opposite. So you can even practice on the beach. Is your hip and your shoulder, is it in front of more of your front leg? And now you can see my heel going up and down and kind of like tapping with the back foot, or are you doing the opposite? If I do that, my nose is in this direction. If I do that, you can see my center of gravity is obviously more on my back leg, so everything has to shift forward, more of my weight on the front, and my back leg goes more push, relieve, and then my front has more equal pressure. Obviously, I am gonna have to relieve my weight to let the bird rise. If I'm always on the bird, full weight, it's never gonna go back up. The goal is to get back up high on the mast. If you just get low, you're gonna touch the water. So you have to think about it as like when you push ideally equally with both legs, it allows you to get back up high on the mast. And then that push is gliding. If you are tilted too far down, it's not gonna give you much glide. There's nothing there. You just go down. So you want about flat, you get that glide, you get back up high on the mast. So that would be my tip, is think about it. Obviously, we got very technical here. If you start thinking about that when you are doing it, it's gonna be very complicated. But think about it as you are hopping with both legs, letting the bird rise, and then pushing again. You have to go weightless for a second. And if you see that when you push, there's nothing, there's no resistance, that knows you're just pushing for nothing. When you push with both legs, you have to feel like there is resistance. I have something under my feet. And so you can see right here, this would be about my position on the bird. If I just push on my front leg, there's nothing, goes down. If I push more equally, now it's rock solid. So go out there. We are gonna actually go right now on the water and put it to the test and show you exactly what I mean when I do it wrong. I push with my front leg, you're gonna see how it looks, and then when I do it with my back leg. So let's go. Okay, so let's get out there and show you in practice what I'm talking about. So right now you see how okay, there was something in the water here, but all good. You see how I'm like pushing about both feet equal. The bird is not really going up and down like crazy. It's staying about flat, and I'm hopping, getting back up high on the mast. So that's the goal, up high, and I can use my arms to help with rhythm. That's about what I want to do. Now I'm going to show you if I was pumping with my front leg, I'm going up and down, the bird is going a lot up and down, and I'm pushing with my back foot. It feels like I'm getting very tired if I do that, and there is no resistance. I'm pushing, and it's my front heel. I'm gonna try to get closer here and show you. Right now, it's my back heel that's lifting when I release my weight. Now you're gonna see Turning around, getting closer. It's my front heel. Back foot is always in contact. Not good. I get very tired very quick doing that. And now, much more efficient. I can go for a lot longer. Equal. I found the sweet spot. I reduced my stance as close as I can to the sweet spot, and I hop, get back up high. So let's get closer here, and so that's it. I hope I'm being clear here, and I hope it's going to help you to unlock unlimited pumping. You can only go as fast as you are in shape, but still, what I love about it is this pumping technique translates to so many aspects. Whether you wing, when you are pumping because it's light, you are trying to get up on foil, it's the same technique, same mistake I see everybody doing. Weight on the back, pushing on the front. It's the opposite. If you can pump like that efficiently, use that same technique when you wing. Use that same technique when you're going to go surf foil, you come off the wave. When you go downwind subfoil, connect the bumps. This technique is universal in any foiling discipline. So take it to the next level, go practice. You